So matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is very, very different from scalar multiplication. Now the scalar multiplication, if I say I have a matrix A, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, scalar multiplication is just multiplying a number with the matrix. So if I say 5A, you're just timesing all your elements of the matrix by 5, which is, you just did that, right? 5, 10, 15, and 20. Now, when it comes to matrix multiplication, we are not multiplying a number with matrix, we are actually multiplying two matrices with each other. Now, there are certain rules or preconditions that has to satisfy. They have to satisfy before the matrices multiply with each other. Let's understand what that is. So the most important one is the order of matrices. Now, the order of matrices rule is that the column of matrix 1, or should I say left matrix, should be equal to the rows of matrix 2, which is the right matrix. Now, what does that mean? Let us say we have a matrix A, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. The order of this matrix is 2 cross 2, correct? Let's say I have another matrix B, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The order of this matrix is 3 cross 2. Now, the rule says that the column of matrix 1, if I look at the order, this is 2 cross 2, and that one's 3 cross 2. If I have to multiply these two together, so that means what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do A multiplied by B, right? Now, what is the order of A? The left matrix, as I said here, the left matrix is A. It's 2 cross 2. And what is the order of the right matrix? 3 cross 2. And I said columns of matrix A, which is 2, and I take a different color. 2 columns of left matrix should be equal to the rows of the right matrix. How many rows do I have in the right matrix? I have 3 matrices, 3 rows. So in here, 2 columns on the left, 3 rows on the right. This rule is not satisfied. So I cannot multiply A cross B. So the first, or the basic ground rule, fails. Okay? Let's try the other way. I use the same matrix A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Order is 2 cross 2, and I find another matrix B as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is 3 cross 2. We just talked about that A cross B is not possible, right? Let's do B cross A now. Now, what I've done here is I have made matrix B as left matrix now, because it's sitting on the left-hand side here, right? So this becomes my left matrix, this becomes my right matrix. Now let's assess the order again. The order of B is 3 cross 2, and the order of A is 2 cross 2. My rule says that the columns of the left matrix should be equal to the rows of the right matrix. Is this satisfying that rule? Yes. So, where I said A times B is not possible, I'll say B times A is possible, right? So, what do we conclude? We conclude that in matrix multiplication, order is very, very important. Order in which you multiply. Whereas you just said, we just saw A times B is not possible, B times A is possible. So this is not like your regular mathematics where you say, okay, 3 times 2 is 6, so 2 times 3 is also 6. Regular arithmetic allows that, but matrix arithmetic does not, especially in the case of multiplication. Does that make sense? Okay. Next and the last step on the multiplication rules. I'll take the same example here again. So I'll say my matrix A was 1, 2, 3, 4. And matrix B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm multiplying B with A and not A with B. And I just found that B times A is possible. I'll write their relevant or their corresponding order again. B is 3 cross 2 multiplied by A is 2 cross 2. The rule satisfies this equals to this. So when I multiply both of them together, obviously I'll get a matrix back, right? Because you're multiplying two matrices, you'll get a matrix back. But then it is very important to understand what will be the order of the resultant matrix. You see, these two matrices that you're multiplying, they have completely different order. 2 cross 2 and 3 cross 2. So what out of the two will be the output or the order of the final matrix? That is determined by, so I'll say the final matrix that I will get will have, you see what's left here, 3 rows and 2 columns. So the order of the final matrix will be 3 cross 2. Now, another example, let's say I have a matrix A which is of the order 4 cross 1, let's say. And I have another matrix B which is of the order 1 cross 5. And let's say I say, okay, let's multiply A with B. So let's see. So can they be multiplied together? Number one, yes, they can, because the columns of the left matrix is equal to the rows of the right matrix. So, and if I say, okay, the multiplication is allowed, but what is the order of the final matrix? It is 4 cross 5. All right, so that's the very basic of the matrix multiplication, the rules of the matrix multiplication, right?